What's up guys, the Strong Boys 19 here. This is going to be a short tribute video to dedicate musicians with my own words and support, as I would occasionally do that. Not all the time, because I do want to spend a lot of my own time to enjoy and love the art and life of music. But this one was quite a big shock, since it happened yesterday. We all have heard the news about the brave and unapologetic, controversial, and I will say powerful musician Sinead O'Connor. But this one was something I did not expect. As obvious to say that it is, but this news report about one of my favorite musicians was just speechless feeling for me. For those of you guys who don't know about this musician, he was an important and yet pioneering one to not only grow the Americana genre, but also worked with one of the masterminds of musicians from the 60s and onwards, Bob Dylan, the lead guitarist and productive musician of Robbie Robertson, who was also one of the important founders for this legendary Canadian-American band called The Band. He passed away yesterday at the age of 80 after a year battle with prostate cancer. Robbie became Bob Dylan's lead guitarist, touring with Dylan when Dylan decided to go from being a voice of a generation folk musician acoustically to go electric. This is from his period with some infamous shows like this one, the Royal Albert Hall. Infamous as in it was a notorious period, but then now turns to legendary status as one of the greatest recordings of all time from Dylan's career. This is the Basement Tapes, which was actually recorded during Dylan's break after his famous motorbike accident from the mid-60s. This is an important documentation. I love this album. I got this on remastered vinyl. Dylan also worked with the band to write some of the band's greatest music, like I Shall Be Released, This Wheel's on Fire, and Tears of Rage. And how can you not go wrong with some of the stuff the band had created, like The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, Up on Cripple Creek, Across the Great Divide, Whispering Pines, To Kingdom Come, amongst tons of other tunes. This is my favourite. The self-titled album. Got this on vinyl, but a later pressing. And this very, very strong debut album. Music from Big Pink. The band did work with Dylan years later with some live albums like this, Before the Flood, which is fantastic. And the way I listen to Robbie's contribution with the band and with Bob Dylan together, it's just complete joy. But not only he was a member of the band, but he was a workaholic, working with other musicians, and he was involved for producing and composing for film soundtracks, some which involve legendary films with Martin Scorsese, like The King of Comedy, Raging Bull, to later ones like Silence and The Irishman. Just a wonderful musician in his own right. I don't have his solo stuff, but with what he did in the history through Americana, pioneering that genre, and with other bands through others like the Allman Brothers Band to Creedence Clearwater Revival, with southern rock, country, roots, blues, rock veins of music, you cannot ignore the productivity from Robbie Robertson. One of the most prolific and great musicians in his own right. So my heart goes out to his friends and his family, and with fans of him, just a stunning, talented and professional guitarist and musician. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future.